Okay, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back, YouTube. Um, Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my online um, tutorial. In this session, um, we'll we'll continue working on the Challenger 2, and this time we'll focus on getting some dry mud on the lower part of the tank, the model. So, for those who just joined, selamat datang. Thank you very much for joining. Um, Wherever you are in the world, I hope you have a good Saturday and a good weekend. And hopefully the the program today would go as smoothly as we can. And the internet connection is, um, uh, helping me for that. All right. So without further introduction, let's go. Usually, what I do is I usually look, do a simple recap on what happened last week, and then after that, we'll delve into the main topic. So I'm gonna zoom this a bit. Wait, just a minute. No, I don't think I need to zoom, right? So this is the Challenger 2 from RFM, and I'm just gonna. This is the model, how it looks like when with the turret um, attached. And I did last week had did some work on the decaling. There aren't really a lot of much decal if you choose dark green. This is narrow green for those who's kind of late in my channel. Um, this is the color that I use for the base camel for the Kelly, and you could see here there are really not a lot of decal options, if you could say that. It's a little bit more over here. If you can see it, oh, there. I think I need to go like this. There it is. Now, RFM provides you with several camouflage options, and I think the green one is the least containing decals. I think they have a desert scheme, which is great, but I was thinking there's so many kits out there with a decal scheme, so I thought this would be better to have it on the dark green one. Basically, it's narrow green. So this is where it is. Let me open this. Okay, so let's do the hull first. So you can see here that I've already installed the photo etch mesh for the engine mesh, and also some smaller um, decal, small pieces of plastic on top of this. So, and last week I also did the what do you call it? The toe cables, the PE grill, and also some of the details that you didn't see when I was doing the live session last time. That includes the holder for the fuel tank, the auxiliary fuel tank in the back. But two of them on the right, and also there's this framework over here. If you could see it from your side, that is actually something that I think it was designed to. Let me show you how it works. So this contains a frame to hold the jerry cans, something like that. So you can see the jerry cans over there. And then the other piece is here. I told you before. This is for the auxiliary fuel tank. And you see that a lot if you look at Charlie's. If you look at Charlie's example on the internet, you'll see them carrying these large auxiliary fuel tanks. Okay, so that's how it looks like. Um, Canister over here, the fuel tank on the left and the right. Then you have the jerry cans in the middle, and I think this is the first aid box. So when I flip it around, it'll be something like this. So it's pretty detailed. Oops, it's pretty detailed, and this RFM is really it's a really good example of a Charlie 2. This is the non-armored Charlie 2. Okay, so that's about it about the highlights for the what do you call it, for the turret for the hull, and you can see that this is actually made the tow cable is actually made from a thread, and you need to add some CA glue to make sure that they get stiff. If not, they'll be wobbly going around everywhere. Also the same over here. So because of this thread, they are not pulled down by gravity, so they'll be everywhere, like moving everywhere. But now I just kind of fix them up with a super glue. So now it's kind of like stiff, right? So something like that. All right. And then where do we go for the turret? For the turret, you can see that there's like two openings here you could close and open, which are the hatches. These are the commander, and this one for the loader and gunner, I think. Loader or, I think so. Loader and gunner, perhaps. These are for the optics. You could only choose either open or close. This one over here. So they're kind of fixed. This is also kind of like an optics too, but I did a mistake. I should have kept it open, but I accidentally glued it. So I can't open this. It's permanent. I should be able to open it to the sides. This piece here is a panoramic, kind of like a panoramic telescope. Somehow, I just don't know why I can't turn that around 360 degrees. I have no idea. So I think there's like a small thing. Anyway, you get my point. That's supposed to be able to turn around for 360 degrees. And you can see the decals here. They're pretty good actually. You know, it really worked well. Um, it's only black, so it's really not very interesting. And this is what I use for my decal softener. If you're new to Mr. Mark, they have two products. It's called Mr. Mark Softer and Mr. Mark Setter. And this is the more aggressive one. This is very, I would say this is very aggressive, Mark Softer. And this is kind of like the mild one. So if you're really not, if you're a bit unsure about the decals, where you want to put it, and like the final resting place of the decals, I would recommend this. But if you're sure and you're kind of like confident and it's going to fix it, use this. This will aggressively attack the clear decal foam, and it will wrinkle really fast. So if you made a mistake and you put this on and you're not fixed, so it's very hard to take it off again. So it'll really melt it down. Okay, so green is aggressive, blue is mild. Okay, that's for you guys if you want to know about Mr. Mark Softer and Mark Setter. But if you have other questions, you could just drop me a text message. Okay. All right. So what else do we have? So also what we're going to do in this session is actually this. This is what you call the single individual track links from RFM. And you've probably seen my YouTube shorts about how I made this. So they have like 400 something pieces, 440 pieces to make this track. One pad is 3 pieces. So 3 groups of 79, I think. So I'm really bad with math, but it adds up to 400 something pieces. And these are good. I've done RFM, I've done Meng, I've done Academy. These tracks, I think, are the best. One of the best that I've tried in the market. I've also done what's that Ukrainian company? Mini Art, Mini Art 2, and again, RFM top notch for you. Now I've done this piece. The other piece I have not done at all. I'm just trying to give you an example of this is the actual color. This is the actual color of the tracks, and this is when I've already somehow added some weathering and color. Okay, so you can see the difference. So inside out, these are rubber tracks, and I use this one. Can you see it? X85. Yeah, these are for this, the rubber pads. And in between, I use this one here. Buff. Can you see it? This is kind of like for the basic dusty color, right? And you'll see a lot of Challies and other tanks, Abrams, T-72s. Most of the tracks are covered somehow with a very thin layer of dust. And that's what I'm trying to replicate here. X57. Okay. So yeah, so this, and then we will do a little bit of everything. Now, just for time wise, I'm just going to do one side. Okay, I'll just give you an example of how I do one side, and then for the other side, it's just basically a repeat. So I'll just do it one side. Yeah. All right, let's start. What do we do first? We'll see the paints that I'm going to use. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to zoom this a bit. Okay, that should be better, I think. So I'm going to use this as a base, and then we'll have this one. Sorry. So these two will be the base of my weathering. And then on top of that, I would be using these products from MIG. So we have, can you see this? You get dry earth, dry light soil. What is that? Light dusk and thick soil. So this is the bottle. These are the bottles that I'm going to be using, and my target is to do a dry mud and dusty lower appearance. Actually, I've done this video before on my Abrams tank, but okay, let's do this live so you know exactly how I did it. And if you have any questions, you know, just add some comments. And if you want to know the bottles, it's something like this: dry light soil, MIG heavy mud. I think these are one series. I think these are the heavy mud. feature dry like soil and thick soil. Okay. Then the other one is, so these are enamel based. So if I'll see if I'll tell you if it's dry. If it's a bit dry, I'll tell you how to make it how to make it wet again if it's too dry. So these are splashes and nature effects. Okay. So it should last almost forever as long as you keep it tight um, out of the sun. I think it would be good. Okay. So that's on the side. Um, the other thing that is part of painting this is masking. Now I don't want to splatter all the weathering on my model kit, so I'm just gonna cover this with masking. I'm gonna take this out for a minute. So these jerry cans, so I'll put it somewhere else. So we're gonna work on this area. Okay, we're gonna work on this area here, all the way from the rear to the front. So that's what I'm gonna do. Just cover like this. Okay. That kind of covers it. I want to cover that too. Just want to make sure it's covered and it's not oversprayed. Okay, so I have this covered on the rear. And here we need to do some covering in this part area here. We don't want to have too many oversprays. So I'm going to bring back my masking tape. Oops. Wait. Just putting things in order. Okay. So we've covered this area here in the front. So I'm going to go brushing all the way here, all the way to the back. And I've also covered this too. see that I'm masking it. All right. Just gonna put this over here for a minute, and we can start airbrushing. Let's start with this one. Okay. And my go-to thinner is this for Tamiya. If you haven't noticed, I've been using Mr. Leveling Thinner, Mr. Color Leveling Thinner for all my paints, acrylics, and also enamels. And they're just like one for all. I can't use this for my enamels one, but for my acrylics and lacquers and acrylics, I can use this. And so that saves me a lot of money, and of course the the logistic issues too. So all right, I'm actually at the bottom, just a little bit more left, and I need to refill that. Okay. Yeah, that. So too much. Okay, maybe. So I need to do the wheels too, right? So it's not just the lower surface, but also the wheels. All right. Show everyone location where I'm doing. So it is kind of a bit low, but yeah, it's right down there in the bottom of the bottle. But all right, I think I can still do it. Good. All right, gonna be a little bit noisy. Airbrush, compressor, and let's start. So I'm gonna paint this upside down just to make it easier. Oops. All right. That happened. I gotta fix my. I gotta fix the. Wait, can I do this? Wait, I gotta fix my. Okay, I'm gonna go a little bit deeper. So I'm just gonna go, through the kind of trying to fill all the nooks and crannies with the earth color. A bit awkward because there's a camera. There's a camera in front of me. Usually, when I do this, there's no camera in front of me. So, yeah, a little bit okay. So that's like, I'm gonna turn off the compressor. So that's pretty much what it looks like. See that the colors change. Let me compare this to the other side. It's still green. Still green. And this one is slightly brown. But that's not what we're after. This is just the underlying base. I don't know. I think I need to fix this first. Here, this masking tape issue. I think it needs to be. I need to take it out. Yeah, it's just because of the surface is very uneven. Hopefully that will work. I think. All right. Now, what do we have next? We have the the road wheels. Oh, I haven't painted this. I'll have that later on. We have 6 on each side, 7 or 6? 6 on each side. So we're gonna paint the 6 plus sprockets and idle. Okay, and also that you're using the same mix. So again, we're gonna this side. okay. We're kind of like running out of paint, so I need to refill a bit. Okay, so I need to refill. Um, good. So far, so good. Some more. Okay. Some more paint. Continue our work. I prefer thin layers. Easier to correct if you make a mistake. Compare this brown and this green. So there's a difference, right? Oops, the wrong side. All right, can be corrected. Don't worry. All right, let's see if there are some spots that we need to fix over here. I think so. I'm not sure you can see it from the camera angle. See the difference between brown and green? Okay. So I'm going to go and add some more, this time on the other side. Yeah, a little bit more. All right, I need to go to men's room just for a few minutes. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. All right, so that's pretty much the basics. And then we have some leftover paint, so I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it. Um, you know what? I'm just gonna clean it out. It's not really that much. So clean it up, clean it out, and then now we're gonna change bottles. Oh, okay, change bottles. This time we are gonna use this lighter shade. Side. Show you. Yeah, almost there in the bottom. I probably need a new bottle. I think that will do it. I think so. Not much. All right, fill her up. Let's see if this one sticks. Okay. All right. again. All right. So I'm going to use, again, go back here. Maybe this way. It's easier for you to see. So I'm going to paint it inversely. You see the change of color? A little bit brighter. So now I'm just moving the model differently, slightly differently. Get inside the All right, let me change seating position. There you go. Probably that's better. gotta cover all the spots. Oops, did I get the camera? I think so. My working bench is really small, really small. So you know, it's not something unusual if I bump into things. Okay, so I think that's done. So can you see the difference? This is the side with weathering, and this is the side without weathering. So you see that? It's green versus brown. Right. Then we have to handle this too. So I'm gonna put this. Okay. So we're done on this side, the inner side. Okay. See the inner side being covered with buff, but then on the outer side is still not. So I'm gonna do that. Continue with it. here on my cup, but I'll just let that go. Gonna clean it a bit, and then we will do the MIG, MIG materials. I'm just gonna clean my airbrush a bit. Yeah, okay. Give my airbrush a bit of rest. So let me show you close-up wise. Compare this with here. So these are dusted nicely with buff. This one here, 57. And compare this with, let me take 12. This one. Can you tell the difference? Can you see the difference? Yeah? Give me a thumbs up if you can see it. You can see the difference. So, all right. Now, another example. Compare that with this one. So it's kind of different. Okay. All right. Next would be, I'll go for this. Thick soil. I think this is the sequence. Thick soil, and then either dry light soil or dry earth. Either way. What's the color? That's all right. Now, for this operation, we need to have our enamel thinners. I have an enamel thinner Tamiya. It works well with this. It's fine. Okay. This and this together, enamel thinner Tamiya, and MIG products works quite well. And what we need to do is get like a container, a small container, if I could find one. Well, I have these. So these are containers that I use. Oh, I can use this one too, actually. Okay, maybe this is dirty. I'll use it for another time. All right, just choose one. Okay, that will do. Go back. So the idea is to have this one here, thick soil. Let's see what's inside it. So it's a bit dried out. There's a little bit of thinner on top, layer of thinner. So I'm going to fill that in. right, I'm going to put this aside. Put this away. So this is how it's gonna work. We are going to do some splatter techniques. Have you heard that before? Splatter technique using brushes and airbrushes. So brushes plus compressed air, and you would have splatter technique. Another technique that I'm going to be using is using um, sponge. So like the first initial coverage, I would be using sponges. And I have here leftover from washing sponge. You know, you could use any one of these, which is fine. This is from 3M, but you know, regardless, you could use any type of. Here's I have a smaller piece. I'm going to use this one. Yeah, I think that's it. What? Yeah, this is enough. Just mop that up, right? This is small. Smaller is better. All right, so I'm going to put this dry. Thick, thick I could use anything. Toothpick, possible. Um, Even this one here. This is ice cream stick, popsicle stick, and I could just cut this into two. It's not too big. I don't need too big of a stick. Just enough to carry some of the pigments. Yeah, that's enough. You know, dispose it later. Can you see that? Dirty. You see that? That sludge. Okay. Just gonna close this back. So this is thick soil 1701. Okay. And I'm going to cut this a bit with enamel thinner. Just cut it a bit. Okay. So the first thing to do is I have to, this is going to be really messy. So it's a good idea if we have like an old newspaper or just an old paper, anything you want to put in. Just keep your desk neat and always have a tissue handy. Yeah, it is going to get messy. So bear with me, guys. Check. Put some tissue here, thinner out of the way, and let's see. So first thing is I'm going to dab uh, I'm gonna dab what do you call it? The mix onto the gears like that. You could go this way if you want to feel the gravity of it. Now again, this is enamel based. When it dries, it sticks. Somehow it has some adhesive properties. Um, but you can wipe some of them out using a piece of cloth or even a brush. I'm putting these thicker ones. You know, at this point, you could just try to put the pigment in every spot you can. So yeah, I mean you could try to make this yourself. You don't need to buy MIG or AK products. You can. It's just that I'm I'm at this stage. I'm I'm at an age where I just need practicality. I just want to be practical. I have some extra money, and I had these bottles, since like 8 years ago, I think 8 or 7, I think before COVID, 2 years, 2 years or 3 years before COVID, and I've been using it ever since. So I don't do armor like every single day. So I use it now and then. It's been yeah, it's been easy, quite easy. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Now I'm not doing the ceiling here because I don't think I know we're going to be seeing that once the side skirts are on. Okay, so I'm just going to wait until it dries up. It dries, and then see from there on. Okay. Meanwhile, put this here. Can you see it? The difference? This is after. This is before. So huge difference. Okay. This is before. This is after. All right. This one. I need to add a little bit more thinner. You see how easy I can just the cut the mix with thinner. got it on the wrong side. Back it off. Okay, let's check where we are. Not right yet. Now, meanwhile, we can do the same with the tracks. So this is where the tracks can be included. And I'll tell you how we can actually wipe it. Do I need some more? I think so. Thick soil. So let's put some in. Adding, cut it a little bit. Oops. Okay, now we're gonna put this in our side, and we are going to stomp this with you see this? All right. See this? Did I miss anything out? Okay, let it dry for a minute. Leave it dry. And then, oh gosh. Usually I just clean this using an old. It's cleaning it. So now we go back. So the thick soil is done. We just keep it waiting over there. Oh well, I haven't done this yet. So I probably need a little bit more. Yeah, that's enough. Cut it again. Just a little bit. Then I need to do oh shh. Oh, right up. Good. Just gonna leave this away safely. And then what should we do here? What should we do now? So we're gonna do a little bit of splatter, and before that, we're gonna take a sponge, and we are gonna take a sponge and randomize it here to the sponge. That's enough. I'm just gonna have pure thinner here. I'm just gonna mop the area randomly using sponge. Sorry. All right. Next step. Oh, we're going to do some dry earth. This. Okay. Dry earth. Take that. So we are going to splatter this. And we should cut just a little bit. We're going to use this, and this, and there's several ways to do this. One is an airbrush. Airbrush. The problem with airbrush is that the power of the air, the compressed air, that's massive. So if you want to do that, just make sure that everything is covered. If not, it'll just splatter everywhere. I might probably have to get like an old newspaper or something like that. I'm gonna use this as a stand like that. I think it'll be better for you guys if you could see how things are working. Is it too much? The angle, is it okay? The angle like this? All right, I'm gonna get some old newspaper and see if I can cover. You know what? Get the newspaper. I'm just gonna use the manual book. I've already done most of the kits anyway. I'm just gonna use this cover. There you go. This one. This one. Okay. Right. Airbrush. Let's see. So I load my brush with the pigments. Get ready with my airbrush. Then splatter away. one-sided. So I have to work on three different ways. We just some. Oops. I think this would work. Yeah. I think it's becoming a little bit too thick. Sorry, didn't see that. Just gonna change the position again. It covers all the bases. Us. Okay. This done. Let's see the results first before we move on. So this is pretty much what it looks like. Let that dry a bit. So now you know why we need a masking tape here. Okay. Continue. Let's continue. We probably want to go back to the hubs, the wheel hubs. These needs to be properly splattered too. So I'm just going to jumble them together like this and splatter. Pretty much done. And now we need to splatter this on top of this too. working with pigments, just be ready for the big cleanup when everything's done. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. Okay. Okay. Here's some. Okay. So let's go back. Let's go back a bit. So, side so you can see a little bit better, and you can see over here. It's just complete mess. So this is pretty much how the tracks are weathered. And you can continue if you want extra more splatter with different colors. That's always possible. But you can stop over here too. It really depends on what your targets are. I usually would not stop until at least 3 different types of soil. Soil is never, the color of soil is never, it's only a monocolor. It's never like one color to define, um, like, oh, soil in Europe is just this. This is soil of Europe. No, it's, it's just, it's a combination of pigments, combination of colors that makes up, the color of soil. And that goes everywhere in Indonesia, in Asia, in Australia, in many parts. It's not just only one color. So I'm just going to go for one more, right? One more splash, and then we'll do the cleanup. Okay. Now, um, this is already dried. You can see how bright it is, and my idea is to have a like a very dark, very light colored mud. Like, I think this would say it all. Light color, dry, dusty mud cracking. So that was soil. That was done. Dry, light soil. This I haven't done. Dry earth. Yeah. So next is this. Dry, light soil. put it back again. This is the one that I used. Clean my. Oh, sorry. It's not this one. This one. Good. Empty. Let's start again. Whoopsie. Probably just gonna go like this, so it's easier for you guys to. No, not good. This not good too. Mm. Yeah, something like that. I think that would do. This like that. I think that would work. And let's try again. See if I can still get to. trying to position the model so you could all see it. Sorry about moving things around. That's pretty good, don't you think? I think that looks pretty good, don't you think? Okay. Nice coverage of dried mud, dried dusty. And we go back again using the same color for these. For these. So around. Since I'm blasting air from the right side, I'm a right-handed. So okay, that's kind of done for this. And then we do this one more time. And I think we can skip the air blasting and just focus on getting to that middle area. Okay. So right now it looks like a friggin' mess, which is okay. Um, so I'm just gonna go one more blast using this mix. Okay, so pretty much done. Take away this. I think we need to clean this up a bit. Not sure you could see it from the screen. This is insanely messy right now. Just everything, bits and pieces. I think I need to change my microphone. Okay, I think you can hear me now. All right. So I think one step that would be interesting is to kind of see what do I have. So I'm well. This is a model kit, right? It's not really like a real tank. So I'm gonna enhance some of the features on the running gear, so it doesn't kind of like lose to the whiteness that's enough. If not, I can set more. What is this? All right, let's see. Let's find some coral. Coral. I think it needs more than this. Oopsie. Okay. It's ugly at this moment. Let it dry for a minute. I won't add anything on this. That's already good. I'm just probably going to add something to this. is done. Um, Now we do some sweeping. I wonder if I could take a picture of this. Preview, lock, undo, screen list, status, rename, export tool. I can't seem to do some snapshot. I'd like to do some snapshot. Maybe here. I don't know. I'd like to take a snapshot of this video capture. No idea how to do it. Okay, I'll just have to let it go. I just have to fiddle around with this OBS thing. Where is it? Oh, okay. All right. So next, I'm going to take some of these off, and that means having a tissue and a pull off thinner. So I'm going to clean this up a bit. That. All right. So next step is to clean part of the splatter. It's very important. I'll put it over there for a minute. I am going to fill this with thinner. Ideally, it should be a cloth, really. I have to say this. But right now, I don't have any. So I'm just going to use a paper towel. Sad. So some of the areas, because of the moving parts, do do not actually get any mud on it. Like these return rollers, they should be at least a little bit clean. Maybe not the outside, but the inside should be clean. I have to change my tissue frequently. To get through into the small areas, you need a smaller tissue paper. Maybe that will do it. Also, I'm going to clean this. These are for the road wheels. You can see some differences. All right, what else do I need to clean? I think the rims needs to be cleaned a bit, like this one here. Yeah, probably need different tissue paper. So you can see the difference between this and this. You have the rims cleaned, and this one don't. Now I'm going to do that again. Something like that. And maybe the same thing for. Oh, that's okay. Social harness needs to be a little bit clean. It doesn't have to be like clean. Just, you know. Can you see the difference between this two? And it doesn't have to be the same, between one wheel and the other wheel. You don't have to be like, oh well, you know what, needs to be clean and that one too. And, you could play around with certain level of cleanness between one wheel and the other. doesn't have to be like completely identical. Okay, you see that? This is the other side. So let's see a couple of examples. Now you want to make sure that between each wheel, they are not like completely the same. You know, there's always variation to it. So it's very normal. Even though if you have a car or a motorcycle, maybe a car is better, and you could look at the wheels on four of your tires, and they're all kind of like slightly different in terms of um, you know, mud splatter, cleanness, um, and so forth and so forth. Okay. All right. Let's see if we have. Okay. Now, next step to this is the tracks. Now, you think that this was the final of the tracks, but it's not. It's just halfway through it. Well, maybe almost finished. So what we're going to do is we're going to swipe the pads, the rubber pads, make it a little bit cleaner. So the mud and the dry mud and thing like that, that only happens to see that difference. And you see this a lot in many reference photos. The pads are usually slightly cleaner. Again, depending on the location of your model kit, your tank is supposed to be. And you could play around with tissue or a sponge, whatever floats your boat. Here, I'm going to give you an example using a sponge. Here, just going to add some uh, thinner to it. So, kind of, there you go. It's slightly dirty, but it's not completely clean. You could play that sort of too. Kind of, what do you want to achieve? And the best is just look at the reference photos. Okay. And if you want to clean more, you can always use a paper towel to get it, so make it a little bit more even. You can see here, it's already accumulating dust, accumulating pigment. So sponge around. Alright, so this is how clean a sponge can do. And if you want to do a cleaner pad, you could alternately change to paper towel again. Okay, let's do that. Let's change back into tissue or paper towel. I have a tissue right now. Here, see there, a little bit cleaner. But again, don't make it too clean. You want some variety on these pads. They're not the same. There's absolutely not one single pad that has the same weathering pattern or weathering mark. I don't know what to say. There's a little ant on my arm, and that tickles me. How about that? And for this part, this is where the rubber pad hits the rims of the wheels. So it needs to be a little bit more clean. Modern tanks usually do not have rust in it, especially moving parts. Actually, no, you're not supposed to have rust on an operational vehicle. I don't think the crew chief or your commander is going to like it. You have rust. It has to be properly oiled. That's what I think. Just like a car, you have lots of moving parts, and it has to be oiled. You don't have rust, unless you're probably displaying a model that's been out in the elements, out in the bush for a while. That could be it. Okay, change sides. This is the bad stuff of using tissue, is that it doesn't stay long. If you do this on a main track and link, sorry, yeah, man. They have the tendency of breaking up if you use anything enamel. So it's kind of like Bandai, the plastic. If enamel hits the links, it will disintegrate. Sorry, that's the fact. especially when it gets into unpainted parts. There it is. Some weathering on the tracks. I'm probably going to take a picture of this before I install it. Okay, so you can get a get a better sense. I'm not sure the resolution actually works here. It's 720, I think. But I'll sure to make a like additional video that could, so you could see the level of details for the weathering. See over here. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna leave this over here, and then for this, I'm probably gonna mix some of the stuff a bit. You know how these kind of equipments or parts, vehicle parts, get dinged, or sometimes by the mechanics they're working on it. So I think it's normal if you have some scratches, or at least some of the mud parts are disrupted. It's not always it's not always like that. The mud is not always clean. All right, let's give you some idea about how it looks like when we install the part together. Now, bear with me that installing the tracks onto the MBT, the model, it's quite hard, really. But I'll show you anyway. So this is what it looks like, the final piece. And I'm gonna give you a good. Let me take a picture of this first before I move on. See if that's possible. I'm not sure it's possible. Let's see if I can go like this. Um, let's see. Okay, I think I'll just take a picture of one more thing, and then we can continue. So I have no idea how I can. These are the weather tracks. Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, let me grab that first. I'm gonna save this a bit. Saving it. Two. What's the other one? Okay, I think I need to. What is silly? Silly me. I need to take another picture of this. Or was it? Was it like this? I hope you can see it. Is it clear enough for you guys? Oh shoot! Just gonna screen grab this, and then we can move on. Just want to make sure that it's focused. I think so. I think so. It's focused. Okay, if not, then oh gosh, I think one of them fell down. All right. Okay, let's go back. So the moment of truth, we'll take out the masking. Okay. We can always use this masking again. So keep it handy somewhere. How do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Well, it is hard to see because of the light, and it doesn't provide justice because of the glareness. I don't think my handphone camera can actually differentiate between the different tones um, of the matte. Anyway, see if this is something that you like. I'm gonna now let me put this back like this. Okay. You actually what I do is I use the road wheels first. Okay, how about that? Nice. Can't really see. Okay. Now this is the tricky part. We need to put this. Just gonna hold it like that. Now here, what we need to remember is that these one with the holes, they are facing outwards, not not this one here. You can see there's no holes here. Okay, sorry, there's no holes here. You need to choose this one. Okay. Now, how do I put this in? I need to flex this a bit. So it goes inwards. There we go. In here. So that's why it's a little bit difficult putting the what do you call it? The tracks in, and then if you want to pull it out again, then you have to go through the same process. Here, I'm just going to put something to stop it moving like this. Okay. So you want the idle in first, like this. You need to flex this a bit. I don't think that's how you do it. The last time I did it was this way. Forgot how to do it. I think it was in first. I think it was in first. You put it in, and then you go like that. This way. Forgot how to do it. So this is the situation like that. The Turks is pretty unforgiving. So let me pull one out. That way we can have a little bit of room. break anything? Yes. You take two out, and then you go put it in again. There you go. What do you think? Let me, do I have anything that can serve as a base? Um, just to show you what's it like. I have this. It's not perfect, but having a white base kind of like, here it is. You know what I mean. All right, I'm just holding this together like that, so you can feel how it looks like when all the road wheels and running gear are all installed. For the front. I don't know how to do this. I'd like to show you a little bit more. I'm just gonna move the section, this section, closer to you, so you can see the different, the cleanup that I did on the wheels, on the rims, rubber rims, and also on the pads, the track pads. See that also inside there, you can see that the inside of the running gear, they're all covered with uh, dry dust or mud. Then when you turn it around, see, oh, I can't see it. Maybe this way better. You can see that this is the pads are clean, but the sides are weathered. I'm not sure. Can you see this better? See that inside is pretty much dusty. See the contrast between this side and here. So we'll do something about that later on. But so far, this is how it is. See that? If you have any comments, drop me a text in the chat box. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. All right. Let me do a recap. Um, so yeah, I think this is very close to today's session. Let me do a recap. We did. It's easier, you know, I hate these hanging. There, that's better. So we did some weathering exercise today, and our target was getting all the running gear and the lower part of the hull on one side weathered using MIG ammo MIG products, making it look like it was going through a very dusty and maybe just dry mud somewhere in northern Europe, and then that kind of effect. So it's very dusty and dry mud, dusty and dry mud effect. And this is kind of the results. Now we did several passes. You saw in the video about how I laid out the first type of paint using Tamiya paint, and then gradually, finally getting the MIG ammo MIG products on top of it using different techniques, using splatter, sponges, and other things. Okay, so I'm just gonna lay it down over here just to give you so you could look at it as a reference. Yeah. So um, what was this? Yeah. So for starters, I add I sprayed this as a base color, flat earth, and then after flat earth, I went ahead with buff with the usual airbrush. So after XF52, and then I moved to XF57 to a lighter color. And when that is done, I went with these two. First was thick soil, and then using a splatter, using a brush, mottling with a brush technique, using a thick soil, and then I did next was a splash of dry earth. This was using splatter, using compressed air and brush. The next phase would be adding this. This is dry light soil. Um, so I mix kind of like three earth products to get the color I need. And then for some highlights, I use this one, Dry Steppe. So it's Dry Steppe would be the final highlight. Then of course, once that's done, I did a little bit of cleanup using a brush and sponges. And it could be like easy as sponge like this, brushes like this. And then the thinner that I use, if you came in late today, is a Tamiya thinner. So Tamiya thinner with with ammo MIG works very well. If you don't, you could buy your own ammo MIG thinner, but if you don't have one and you're a bit in a fix and you need to use this one, Yeah, go ahead. Okay, so hopefully that would be very useful for you guys, those armor modelers who like to who wants to weather their model kits, or maybe just started modeling weather, start modeling and wanted to weather the models, or modelers who's been doing weathering for a while but haven't tried one of these products. They're convenient, very very convenient. Of course, you could make your own. You could mix up your own stuff, which is fine. It's just that for convenience, for at my age, I would just prefer something from the bottle. So yeah, hopefully I would meet you on our next session. And I hope you like it. I hope you liked the session. It was useful. So take care. Have a nice weekend. And bye for now. Take care.